もしもし。おはよう。おはようございます。
I did not intend for this channel to be anime themed. It was meant to be my safe space to speak about things I like. And since I have spoken about the origins of my favorite anime, I should probably talk about the first anime I ever watched. Like the first anime I have known it was anime. As a kid, I watched Naruto and Shaman King, but I have absolutely no idea about this animation being actually Japanese anime with quite shitty dubbing. And then I have absolutely no idea the dub was shitty, but it was. I also remember watching Sailor Moon, but I did know something was wrong with this, because it was with lecture and not with dubbing. And I think I was a little younger. But my love for Sailor Moon is still a big part of my life. Maybe I'm a little scared to rewatch the series, as not to destroy childhood memories and nostalgia. But Sailor Venus, besides Usagi of course, is still my soulmate, and I wanted to name my cat Artemis. But my family didn't like it, so we settled down with Luna. Still themed. But the point is, I have a special place in my heart for two genres: teenage slice of life and magical girls. So I don't watch anime that often, but if you tell me you have some nice and cute slice of life, I'm in. And even better if there is some magic and girls. So, what is Keion about? For students, Hirasawa Yui, Taina Keritsu, Akiyama Mio and Kotobuki Tsumugi form a band and start their club activities in the light music club of Sakura Gooka Girls High School, a private school for girls only, if you didn't get that from the school name. The club was on the verge of being closed down due to lack of interested students. Along the way, a new student, Nakano Asusa, joins the girls and becomes a fifth member of the band. And you don't need much more to enjoy the series. Just enjoying simplicity, wishing you were one of them. As this is an introduction part of the video, I will introduce you to the main characters.
もしかして、あなたが平沢ゆいさん？はい。
Yui is a little bit of the main character, because she's the one we met first, and she's everything most of us want to be. She joined the music club not knowing how to play any instrument whatsoever, and then, out of nowhere, she's the best guitar player and singer. But to put it lightly, she's not very bright.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
She's also clumsy and lazy, so she's basically a representation for you and me. Except for being actually good at something. She has a huge liking for sweets and consumes them frequently, and for some reason she never gains any weight, which is greatly envied by Miyuki and Mio. And also me. Also, she has a younger sister named Uni, who is actually very mature and acts like the older sister for Yui, often taking care of her.
ドラムのタイナカリツ。
I'm not sure if this information is valid, but I find out that Ritsu is Ryo, and that makes total sense, as she's the self-proclaimed president of the light music club. She's a really high-energy person, similar to Yui, but a little more sarcastic in nature. Or a lot more sarcastic. She's a childhood friend of Mio and will often take the opportunity to tease her. She says she chose to play drums because they're cool, but then she admits that she has trouble playing instruments that involve intricate finger movements. She has a younger brother named Satoshi. Is he important? No, I just really like this name.
こっちはベースの秋山美桜。
Mio is actually your typical main girl, or at least mine, because she is shy and cute. At first, she wanted to join the literary club. Not the Doki Doki one, I hope. But she was forced into the light music club by Ritsu, as they were best friends. As friends do. You just forced your bestie to do it with you. In the band, she is a bassist, like most shy people who want to play guitar but don't have a guitar personality. Also, she is the one responsible for most of the lyrics. Often goes by Mugi. She is sweet, nice, and totally rich. For some reason, she is blonde with blue eyes in a city full of dark hair, dark eyes people. Usually in more realistic anime, without pink hair out of nowhere. That means a character is from Europe, or at least one parent is. Because it turns out that all people in Europe are just blondes with blue eyes. But no, Tsumugi and her family are just built different. She's also a piano genius, composing most of the music in the club. Tsumugi is the one to stock the club with sweets, tea, and teapot sets. Despite being wealthy, she really enjoys simple, normal people stuff.
1年2組の中野あずさと言います。パートはギターを少し。
Azusa, or as Yui loves to call her, Azunyan, joined the band a whole year later. You'll never guess why. She's a year younger. She's actually a classmate of Ui. To be honest, Azusa was the reason why I watched this series for the first time, because someone told me she's a tsundere, just like me. And I had absolutely no idea what that meant, so I was offended. And now, when I know what it means, I'm still offended. But yes, she can be described as a tsundere in a way. She is quite serious and doesn't really speak about her feelings very often. She's the one to criticize other girls when they avoid practicing. Azusa has a lot more experience playing guitar, so Yui often comes to her for advice, as well as help with maintenance. And just to be clear, I will focus mostly on television series. This is what I remember watching, and that part is the most important to me. The rest is just me sharing my research, because it's always nice to know more. I hope you will have a nice time listening to my rambling with my inconsistent accent. Different recording day, different accent. Only the best for you. New year, new school, new me. So Yui thinks about joining a club. Opportunities are endless. Tennis club, judo club, tea ceremony club. It's been already 2 weeks since beginning of high school, so she ends up joining a light music club because she thinks light music is about light instruments like castanets or whistling. Meanwhile, we learn that Ritsu wanted to join the light music club, but it was disbanded due to lack of members. So now she wants to join the club because that would mean she's the club president now.
誰もいないってことは今入部すれば私が部長悪くないわね
And then she emotionally blackmails Mio to form a band. And because Mugi is a sweetheart, she's into. It's time for the first club meeting for Yui, and so is the first proper introduction between girls. And it's time for Yui to tell them she has absolutely no idea how to play any instrument whatsoever.
じゃあ何ならできるの？カスタ、ハーモニカ。あ、ハーモニカならあるよ。吹いてみて。ごめんなさい、吹けません。
The club might be disbanded, so they keep Yui anyways. Okay, they basically beg her to stay. Even if she can't really play with them, but she is inspired by them, joins the club, and even wants to learn how to play guitar.
あ、ということは新しくギター買ったりするんだ。貸してくれないのかな？くれないんじゃない？5000円くらいで買えるよね。
So, Yui is now an official member of the club and she introduced us to the band. But I already did this, so we can skip to the important stuff. Yui treating the light music club as a cafe club. They discuss the prices of guitars and how Yui cannot afford one. At first she wants to borrow money from Ui, but she has as much money as her sister. Not so much. Though she has some brain cells and proposed to ask Okasan to give Yui her allowance in advance. So now it's time for shopping.
あ、ゆい、こっちこっち。
The gears quickly get sidetracked, forgetting about the real reason why they went out anyway. Except for Mio. She's not very happy with their slacking. At the shop with music instruments, Yui cannot decide what she wants. And then she picks the guitar that costs way too much. And we learn that Ritsu made a salesperson cry when she was bargaining for her drum set back in the day. The bargain queen proposed to find part-time jobs in order to buy the guitar for Yui. Mugi is a little too happy about that.
私やってみたいです。もぎちゃん。よっしゃー、やるぞー。あー。うおー。
They try to find the perfect job for them, but it's hard when Mio is basically scared of any human interaction. Well, that hit too close to home. Finally, they find a job as traffic survey, whatever that means. The job is boring, so I did not pay any attention. But in the end, Yui doesn't really want to take any money from them, so she will simply buy what she can afford. They come back to the shop, something happened, and Mugi politely asked the salesperson if she can bargain with them.
Huh? はい。
値切ってもいいですか？
は？
She is the daughter of someone important, like shop owner or something, and they get the best deal ever. Well, what can I say? Nepotism. So Yui has her dream guitar and there's nothing else to do but learn how to play. Yui spends all of her free time learning how to play, so she forgot about midterm exams. But don't worry, she has never studied anyway. After the exams, we learn that she's the only one to fail. And since Yui failed the exam, she cannot attend the club, which means we are back at square one, and the club might get disbanded. This episode is about Gears helping Yui with passing the exam or something.
あ、りっちゃん。お
There's not much to talk about. Gears meet Yui and Nadoka, a childhood friend of Yui. Yui retakes the exam, she passes, all is well. It's a beach episode.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
But first, Mio finds out about a school festival, so now she wants to go on a training camp. So they will use Kotobuki's vacation house, because Tarara is rich. At the huge and luxurious place, Mio finally shares that she found out about previous club members' music, and this is why she wanted to practice more. But only with Mugi, because Yui and Ritsu are busy with the important stuff.
よーし、遊ぶぞーい。おう、イエーイ。はいや、練習は先行ってるから二人とも急いでね。
Mugi wants to join them, so they did, and they spent the day at the beach. Then Mio realized she wanted to practice to be able to play like the tape she found. So at first she's like, "Look at this, losers!" But quickly is like, "Oh no, I'm scared!" Because the music is metal or something. I don't know. I'm not the one to say anything. I wasn't really aware Metallica was considered heavy metal. This episode just made me wish it was a romance story. No idea why. None.
黒のストッキング、純白のエプロン、そしてメイドカチューシャ。
At all. Ritsu has found an old album of former members of the Light Music Club. And look at this. It's the metal band from the previous episode. You will never guess who it is. But that iteration of the Light Music Club is my kind of people. Metal is light music.
This is not negotiable!
Actually, it is. Don't fight me. I'm fragile. So, Yui cut her finger while playing guitar. I have no idea how. I even asked some people that have more experience with guitars than me, and experts agreed. This is not likely to happen. Back to the topic. Yui somehow cut her finger. Mio did not want to see any injuries. Same. Ritsu sees the opportunity to torment poor baby Mio. Mugi is nowhere to be found, so Yui needs to find help elsewhere. And that elsewhere is a nice teacher lady from the first episode. The one that explained to Yui what the Light Music Club is. I didn't mention it then because she didn't do the explanation part very well since Yui joined the club thinking castanets will be enough. Nice teacher lady, I forgot her name and I'm too lazy to check it, helps with the finger and she does some touching on the other fingers and says something about playing guitar, but Yui did not connect the dots yet. She's Sawako-sensei. But oh no, the Light Music Club is not recognized as an official club. Remember Nodoka, Yui's friend? It turns out she is on the student council and she offers some help. So Ritsu is also not very bright and she never submitted a club application.
私が部長だから私が書く。大丈夫か？パウンドケーキ持ってきたんだけど。食べようね。おい、いつ？
And they don't have a faculty supervisor. They are just 4 parts of one whole idiot. Not equal parts, but still. So their target is a nice teacher lady, aka Sawako-sensei, but she is busy with another club. When they mention the old album, she's scared that someone will find out about her past. Oh yeah, if you didn't get that, she was in that picture. There is some sad story about a boy Sawako liked, but she was too plain, so she decided to change for him. Bad move. Telling the story to Ritsu is also a bad move because she blackmails her into being the supervisor. Then she is mad at them because they don't have vocals or even lyrics in the song. So Mio needs to write some, and then she doesn't want to show her work to anybody because she is embarrassed. Mio is my spirit animal. Mio and Colin Robinson. The lyrics are all cutesy, Mugi and Yui are enchanted by them. Ritsu and Sawako didn't like them, but Sawako pretends to enjoy them so her image can improve or something. Mio doesn't want to be a vocalist, neither does Mugi, so Yui it is. The problem is she is not very good at playing and singing at the same time. And don't get me wrong, it is hard. But she keeps forgetting about one or the other. Mio has some suspicions that Mugi is smitten by Sawako-sensei.
麦、沢子先生のこと好きなのか？
Anyway, nice teacher lady Sawako-sensei will train Yui so they can play at the festival. So, the festival. Yui trained too much, so Mio has to sing. Mio tries to organize everyone, but it is not an easy task. They are a very unorganized bunch. I feel a little sorry for Yui's voice actor. It is not an easy task to force a raspy voice for so long.
稽古は本場所のごとく、本場所は稽古のごとくっす。相撲は国技じゃないっす。格闘技っす。相撲に勝って勝負に負けるとはこういうことかいな。あ、どすこい、どすこい、あ、どすこい、どすこい。
Sawako organized some costumes, Miyo is scared because of the crowds, and Sawako has way too much fun, at the expense of girls, of course. Panic time.
いつまでも動揺していられないわよ。
And then concert time. They choose to wear Sawako's outfit, and they have a whole music video for this song. Everything went well except for the end, when Mio fell face first on the stage. But she has her own fan club now, so all is well.
It is,
Christmas.
my dudes.
Ritsu is planning a Christmas party. She wants an entry fee of 1000 yen, so I wonder how much money Japanese teens have? Or how good this party needs to be? Or maybe it's not that much money and I just live in a bad place with awful economics, so I don't understand money value in countries with better situations. Yeah, it might be that. Anyway, the party. Mugi's place is not available, so Yui proposed her place, as her parents are in Germany. Then they go shopping for the gifts. Skip to the party. Ui did everything. Sawako is somehow there and she is acting very weird. Even when it's time to exchange gifts.
はい。ジングルベールほい。ジングルベールイエイ。
It's spring again, and I'm once again lost in the Japanese education system. But Oi has been accepted to the school. Now she can watch over Yui full time. And no one is paying the poor girl. 8 episodes in, and we finally have the first appearance of Nakano Azusa. Look how cute she is. Mio gets assigned to different class than the rest, and Oi is starting her full-time job of taking care of Yui. And I hate that they have such a similar names. They were a poor family. They could afford one name. It's a new year, but this time old me. So girls are promoting the light music club. In weird costumes, because Sawako has a thing for weird costumes. I guess she shouldn't be a teacher. At first, Azusa wanted to join the jazz club, but her parents are professional jazzers, so she was disappointed in the school club, because teenagers aren't at the professional level. Ui and her nameless friend are also disappointed by the lack of professionalism from the light music club. I guess we are talking about Japan after all. They can get quite serious about stuff. But on the other hand, I left school theater for the exact same reason. Yep, I was a theater kid. Couldn't you tell by looking at my internet presence? Something, no one wants to join their club, but they have a freshman welcoming concert. Mia is obviously nervous, and then Yui finds a coin. That's nice for her. Yui made Azusa come with her to the concert, so now she wants to join the club for some reason. So, Azusa joined the club and she is all, I'm not that good. And then she's just that good. If not better. She experiences the girls lacking of first-handed and then she meets Sawako. So she thinks this is a test. But it's not a test. She bursts out screaming at them and then is calmed down by Yui like she were a pet.
いいかい
Sawako gets her a cat ears headband and I reaffirm my belief that she should not be a teacher. And that was the day Azunyan was born. Then Mio gets a little jealous that people want to dress up Azusa, not her. So she tries the cat ears herself. Mio worries that Azusa will quit because they don't practice at all. So the rest of the club thinks about organizing a welcome party for her. So they did. And Sawako is being a creep.
バニーもいいわね
Again. Finally, Mio snaps out at the slacking bench, so they practice for some time. Yui gets to be the lead guitar, not because she's better than Azusa, but because Azusa lets her. Though Azusa gets the best mug ever, and I want to have one just like this. Azusa has an existential crisis, so she stops showing up. Everyone is sad. Cue sad music. And then she comes back, but only to cry about not understanding why she even joined them. So they play for her. So she stays because the power of friendship. And it's not me making fun. It was really about the power of friendship. Yui and Azusa go out on a date. So, now it's summer and they talk about another training camp. And now they are at different Kotobuki's vacation house because, as I have already said, Tarara is rich. So basically, it's the second beach episode this season, but this time with Azusa. And she is not happy with Yui and Ritsu. I don't know how it's possible, but Azusa is tan after just a few hours in the sun. I would burn after just a few minutes, even with the best SPFs. They have a good time, nice episode. Love the relationship between Azusa and Mio.
そうですよねこの寂しさは何だろう
This episode would be better without Sawako, but she's there. And the episode ends with another date. There is another festival on the way and another crisis too. Not so nice lady Sawako sensei shows Azusa last year's concert, and she's being a creep about it. They go to the music store to maintain Yui's guitar because she didn't know you need to maintain music instruments. Mio is absorbed by left-handed guitars and she doesn't want to go home. Yui, Nodoka and Mio go have fun by themselves, and Ritsu is jealous because how dare she have any other friends? So she spies on them and then just goes and sits with them, leaving Azusa and Mugi. And the next day she also crashes their lunch date. Mia and Ritsu are the crisis, but it's quickly resolved, and their band name is After School Tea Time. Or Hokago Tea Time if you prefer not translated name. The opening scene was living rent-free in my head all this time. But it was only Yui's fever dream. Anyway, at school they need to prepare themselves for another festival. Sawako has a lot of different outfits and I have no idea why teenage girls aren't more excited to dress up. But in the end, they chose something that they call a yukata, but it's not very yukata-like. At best, it's a yukata-inspired dress. And is exactly how I feel with my allergy. The next day, Ui comes to school dressed up like Yui, playing guitar like a master, and Sawako is a creep.
いい加減いいんじゃないういちゃん
いたのかよってういちゃん。みんなの目はごまかせても私の目はごまかせないわよ。ゆいちゃんよりおっぱい大きいじゃない。
Then Yui arrives too.
Hello there.
They discuss if they should cancel the concert because they don't want to play without a member. The day of the festival. Yui is there, just a little late, without a guitar, so Sawako is playing in her place to buy some time or something. Yui is running back home and we have a little flashback from the first episode. She's back before the end of the concert, so I guess all is well. The end. But we have one more episode to go. Azusa is looking after Jun's cat and for some reason is scared of the kitty. And I have no idea why she was keeping the kitty at her house and not pet sitting at Jun's house. You shouldn't take cats away from their territory. Some of them might be okay with living in a different space, but most of them could be stressed by a change this big. Mugi is working a part-time job because she always wanted to. Ritsu gets a weird note about putting her hair down. She thought it was a love letter and was stressed about it. But it turned out it was only song lyrics from Miyu. But in a way, it was a love letter from Miyu. It was oddly specific. I have no idea what Miyu is doing, traveling somewhere to write new lyrics or something. And Yui is being Yui. I'm sure you would love to have a 2157 hours long video, but I'm going to skip through season 2. For some reason, season 2 has 26 episodes, so it's basically double the size of season 1. Episode 1. It's a new year once again, and this episode is about a freshman concert. This is their last year of school, and they all are in the same class. Except Azusa, of course, because she's a year younger. They try to recruit some new members, but no one wants to join. And they prefer to be alone anyways. Episode 2. This episode is about cleaning a storage room and selling an old guitar. Then they buy a shelf for the classroom, and then they buy a pet. A turtle. Or tortoise. I don't know. The water one. Episode 3. Ritsu is sick of being in the shadows as a drummer, so she decides not to be a drummer anymore. But then she realized that drums are her thing. So she's a drummer. Episode 4. School trip with a creep. Although they toned down the creepiness of Sawako in season 2, and they are in Kyoto. I wish I could be in Kyoto. So the not so nice lady Sawako sensei is a nice lady Sawako sensei again. Episode 5. And this episode is about Azusa, Ui, and no longer nameless friend Jun, as they stay behind in school. They even play together after a sleepover. Episode 6. For some reason, this episode is about rain season and Yui treating her guitar as a boyfriend. I guess there is some romance after all. Not exactly what I wanted, but beggars can't be choosers. Or something. I don't know my idioms. Episode 7. We meet another blonde lady in the backstory about Mio's fan club. But she graduated, and for some reason Nodoka is Mio's fan club president now, even if she wasn't a club member in the first place. Great episode, 10 out of 10, would watch again. Episode 8. Well, this episode is about not knowing what you want to do with your life. I could spend hours talking about how stupid it is to be expected to know what you want to do. I mean, a lot of people in their 30s only start to figure that out. But yes, very relatable. 8 out of 10. Or not, 10 out of 10, because there is a lot of Nodoka in this episode too. Episode 9. Finals are closer and closer, so Yui decides to give 110%. And she actually starts studying. But she stays the same, not very bright. She decides to enter a talent show and then Asusa decides to join her. They did not win, but Yui passes all exams. Episode 10. Gears are suspecting that Sawako has a secret boyfriend, but it turns out she's single. I wonder why. And it turns out she doesn't want to play in the band, the metal one, at the friend's wedding or something. But if Sawako doesn't want to play, the Gears will. And they did. Not very well though, and Sawako was so mad that she joined them on the stage. 7 out of 10 because of the ending. It's scary that I actually remembered that song. Episode 11. We had rain episode, so now it's too hot to handle. 1 out of 10. I hate hot weather. Episode 12. So there is another training camp. Not another kotobuki is mentioned though. They go to some music festival, very loud, a lot of people, a lot of bugs. Doesn't sound like fun. It's not much of a training camp, but there is a lot of camping. Episode 13. The Gears are studying for exams, so Azusa is bored over summer vacation. And I'm still confused about the academic calendar in Japan. No matter how many times I will look it up. Azusa and Yui spend some time without their friend, so it's basically a date. Episode 14. It might be a season 3 as well, because there is even a new intro. Yui has another dream about Mugi's eyebrows, and this is the second scene that was living rent-free in my head for all these years. Ritsu spends some time with Mugi, Yui is with Nodoka, Azusa and Yui are on another date, and Miyo is all by herself. And then they go to summer school or something like that. No idea. Oh yeah, and Mugi wanted to be hit by someone. Episode 15 is about running 4.5 kilometers, so I'm not interested. Episode 16. Asusa spends some time with Mugi and even tries to teach her how to play guitar. The next day she spends some time with Mio, then they go to Ritsu's house for something. Then she spends some time with Yui, but not with Ritsu though. Episode 17. So they can't use the club room because something is wrong with something and something. The repair will take 10 days and something about the school festival that still didn't happen, so they want to practice. Also, Ui is sick and Yui didn't know what to do. Episodes 18 and 19. They have a school play and the play is Romeo and Juliet, because what else could it be? Mio is elected to play Romeo and I have no idea why they vote on who has the lead role. It should be about acting abilities, not popularity. And Ritsu is playing Juliet. The play went well, even if they had a few problems along the way. Yui was excellent at playing a tree, and they spent the night at school. Episode 20. Very nice episode about the concert and the Gears being quite popular. Sawa-chan is a better character now, and there is even an emotional beat at the end. 8 out of 10. Episode 21. It's all about picture day for the graduation yearbook. And now I'm happy I didn't have such a thing back in high school. And also about cutting bangs by yourself and not going to the hair salon. Yui accidentally cuts too much and now she needs to live with the consequences of her actions. Episode 22. 4 of them decide to go to the same university, so now they need to pass the entrance exams. And Azusa wants to give them some chocolates for Valentine's Day. But she is too shy and too tsundere. Episode 23. I've watched this episode twice and still have no idea what can I say about it. Gears are bored, then they do stuff. Episode 24. It's graduation day. Azusa is sad because her friends are leaving her behind, but tries not to show this. The ceremony goes surprisingly well and Gears graduate. I don't know why, but in my head I remember them graduating a little bit sooner in the season. I know there are the whole 2 bonus episodes, but I was sure there was more than that. Episode 25. For some reason, this episode took place somewhere around 4 episodes ago, as US banks are once again masterpieces. It's about a recruitment video they did before Azusa joined them, and about making a new one. Episode 26. Once again, nice lady Sawako-sensei is sick, so the girls visit her. This episode ends with the girls running for some reason, and that's the end of the season 2. Well, there is a movie version of K-On! And it was released in Japan in December 2011. It follows the girls as they travel to London to celebrate their graduation. And that's it. Anyway, the plot goes something like this. Girls are about to graduate, except Azusa, who is a year younger. At this point, you should remember this. And only a few weeks of school left. So the girls decide to make the most out of it. They plan a trip abroad. And I wonder how they have money for this. Actually, they overheard that other clubs are going places for their graduation trip.
ねえねえ、ハワイ行くの？うん、卒業旅行だよ。軽音部はどっか行かないの？
So they want to go places. I don't know. And the B-plot is a secret gift for Azusa, so the rest of the girls could prove that they are indeed good senpais. And also to thank her for the last 2 years they spent together. Of course, they are teenage girls, so they couldn't simply make a decision about where to go. So they involve Tonchan, the turtle, or turtles. I'm still not sure which one is which. So Tonchan makes a decision, and he chooses violence. I mean, he chooses London.
ロンドンもヨーロッパだからいいじゃないですか。そうなの？ヨーロッパってどこまでがヨーロッパ？先輩の行く大学が気の毒になってきました。
Azusa is cute little baby and she insists she shouldn't go with them as this is not her graduation. But she is the part of the club, so she needs to go with them. All of them call their moms and it's cute. Kids decided to plan the trip by themselves, or it's mostly Azusa planning stuff. At this point in time, girls also came up with the idea of writing a song for Azusa. One long flight later,
アズキャット。
they land in London, ready to conquer the city.
はい、だからサイトシーイングって答えれば大丈夫です。オッケー。サイドビジネス。
Side business?
The continuous joke about their poor English skills led to a misunderstanding at the sushi bar, where girls now are supposed to play live music. Well, good thing they're banned. It turned out they were mistaken for another Japanese band, but in the end the band actually were Ritsu's friends. So all is well. Over the next few days, the girls go sightseeing in London, still thinking about a song for Azusa. On the last day in London, they have an opportunity to play at the event promoting Japanese pop culture, or popcorn as you understand it. But the problem now is if they will be able to perform and then catch the flight back to Japan. Because they are from Japan. Of course, they made it in time for the flight, and they came up with the idea for a perfect song for Azusa. Back at school, they also get the idea of doing a graduation concert. Of course, the idea is from someone else, just like the idea for the trip. The concert is great, so all is left to do is finish the song for Azusa and graduate. Yeah, the song is really cute. And the movie ends with them inviting themselves on Azusa's graduation trip next year. Of course, it was based on a manga, like almost every anime I've watched. But not only it was a manga, but it is a manga still to this day. Because the spin-off K-On! Shuffle started in 2018 and is ongoing. I'm sure you don't have enough time for me to recap every single K-On! Manga in existence, but I did my research and I found as much manga information as I possibly could. And I present the basic information on K-On! mangas. The author of the series is Kakifly, or as Japanese Wikipedia introduces him, Kakifly, male. The manga was originally serialized in Hobunsha's Manga Time Kirara between May 2007 and October 2010, ending on September 2010. But the manga also appeared as a guest in the sister magazine Manga Time Kirara Karat, starting in October 2008 issue. From my understanding, manga was relaunched between April 2011 and June 2012, with 2 separate stories in 2 separate magazines. One was about Gears in college, and the second about Gears continuing the light music club in high school. But this was the information from Western sources. I might not know Japanese very well, or at all, but I know Japanese well enough to find the information and translate it. Of course, it would be easier to Google Translate everything, but this box is ambitious. So according to Japanese sources, we have K-On! 1st grade to 3rd grade in Manga Time Kirara from May 2007 to October 2010, Manga Time Kirara Karat, April 2008 issue, August guest from October to June 2009, released every 2 months, September and October issue, I assume also in 2009 because they did not specify. Manga Time Kirara Forward, guest in 2009, August issue. K-On! University Edition in Manga Time Kirara from May 2011 to July 2012. K-On! High School Edition in Manga Time Kirara Karat between June 2011 and August 2012. And then we have K-On! Shuffle, started in August 2018 and is still ongoing. I have to admit, I much prefer the Japanese way of naming the months. You just number them. Also, a few published volumes are out of this whole history of manga magazines. K-On! 1 on May 2008, K-On! 2 on March 2009, K-On! 3 on January 2010, K-On! 4 on October 2010, K-On! College on October 2012, K-On! High School on November 2012, K-On! Shuffle 1 on March 2020, and K-On! Shuffle 2 on August 2022. There were also a few anthologies and others, but at this point I got confused. And if I tried to talk about them all, I would make you as confused as I was, or still am. The point is, there is a lot of K-On! manga and the content is varied. I have read a little, it's alright. As I mentioned earlier, this anime is of the musical genre, so there is quite a lot of music. I was wondering if I should put music in a separate chapter of the video, but I decided not to, because I know little to nothing about music. But I remember listening to the music from the series for quite some time. I still have opening living rent-free in my head, and ending on my Spotify list. I love the K-On! venture into metal. Basically, Japanese metal was grooming me all these years, so now I can torment my friends with the new finds every other day. Aside from the entries mentioned in the video already, there were also games, but most of them were arcade games in Japan. And I'm not from Japan, if you haven't noticed yet. And all of them, at least to my knowledge, were rhythm games, and I have no rhythm. So even if I'd buy one for my old PSP, I would absolutely hate it because of how bad I would do. And I know I would, because of these other minigames in Genshin Impact that came out sometimes in events. Damn you, Arataki, and your illegal festival! So there were also other anime spin-offs or something, like Keikaku, which is set somewhere before the movie but during season 2. Somewhere after episode 12, I guess. And there was K-On! Lifehouse, which is certainly about something. I think about New Year's Eve concert. Oh, and in that episode, Yui designed a logo for a band. There are also some low-effort shorts, but I can't keep up with all of this anymore. I love K-On!, but I refuse to watch and read everything related to it. Well, could you talk about K-On! In 10 minutes? Well, obviously. But simply saying, this anime is fun, you should watch it, is not the same as talking about something for way too long. When you see a video this long on any topic, you know someone is passionate about it. They might hate something, they might love something, but you can tell there are emotions involved. I'm happy I could come back to this series. I had a great time, you should watch it too. I covered only a first season in more detail. And this is a slice of life. You are not watching it for an overarching story or any mystery, but just for the warm feeling that a good show can make you experience. And this is that show. Especially with season 2, when Sawako is toned down and stopped being such a creep, with the exception of 1 or 2 episodes. But season 2 in some way is a little better. Maybe pacing is a little bit weird sometimes, but nothing that could take away a joy of watching. Also, I really like the character design. Gears are high schoolers and they look like high schoolers, not like adults pretending to be teens. I didn't know where to put it, but in English dub, Mio has the same voice actress as Shincho from Genshin Impact, or however the hell you pronounce it. Blue Karen.
Well, I still have an awful lot of prep work left to do, and summer classes start tomorrow.
I hope you had a good time. If not, I'm not sure why you watched this video to the end. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. There's more to come soon. You can donate your hard-earned money in the donation bin by the door. May the fox spirit bless you all.